Hey friends, so I'm jumping on here live. My goal, my resolution is to start jumping on lives at least once a week, because I think lives are super important in connecting and gives the ability for you, my audience, to ask me whatever you want. Any burning questions on real estate, I'm here for you. So what I wanted to hop in and chat about is something that has been on my mind. It's called searching for gold. Anybody here digging for gold? Well, if you've been digging for gold like I have, then you can relate. This would resonate. So what am I talking about? You know the story about the person who was digging for gold and digging and kept coming and digging, and after 100 feet, he's like, enough. There's no gold. Why am I wasting my time? Turned around and went elsewhere. He did his prospecting elsewhere. And then along comes someone else also digging for gold. And wouldn't you know it, that person dug 1 foot and struck gold. Well, when I prospect, I always ask myself, when is enough enough? After how many times calling and the person isn't answering, or I'm not getting any vibes, or basically they're ghosting me, when should I stop? When should I stop prospecting for gold in my neighborhood in Brooklyn? When should I stop? And my fear is if I stop, someone else will come in, make that one call, and grab it right under my nose. So that is what I grapple with. But I have and I'd love to hear from you. When is enough enough? What happened to me, very interesting, just this past week. So sometimes when you prospect and dig for gold and dig, and you think that the person on the other end isn't listening, they really are. Never stop prospecting. But again, the question is, when is it taking our time and devaluating our time? That's a question, because my time is my equity. That's it. And there's only a certain amount of hours in the day. And where should I use those hours? Should I use them to keep prospecting leads that don't answer their phones? Or should I look for other leads? So this happened this week. 2 people called me out of the blue. One completely cold. I didn't make one phone call, nothing. It was my mailers. He got my mailers, picked up the phone, and he called me. And he said, it was basically, come list me on a $2.5 million property just from my mailers. So that kind of prospecting, yeah, that's easy. And then another person called me, who I actually had been in touch with for, I think it was before COVID. So we're talking about 6 years now, at least 6 years. I met him when I was walking the streets on his block. We exchanged numbers, and he told me maybe one day I will, and that one day is now. And I kept following up, calling him, leaving messages. He never responded, but I kept calling, kept leaving messages, and wouldn't you know it, he called me. It was actually on this past Monday evening. He called me out of the blue. He had my number. He still kept my number. Called me and he said, Margola, I told you when I'm ready to sell, I'm going to call you. And he did. So that was luck. But the question still remains. When is enough enough? Are we going to keep prospecting if there's no gold? After 99 feet? How do we know? Well, thank you for hopping on, and I'd love to hear your advice. And with that, I will bless you all and have a lovely, lovely weekend.